Go back to our lead story, which is the clashes that were seen outside the ANC headquarters today, outside Luthuli House. And remember that some ANC members chose to plant themselves outside Luthuli House, saying they were protecting it. And they seem to be generally anti-President Zuma, demonstrators saying that he must go. And then in came in marches led by the BLF, Black First, Land First, saying hands off Zuma. And that demonstration handed over a memorandum to the ANC. Joining us in studio now, Tshidiso Tsimong from the BLF, who marched on the ANC's headquarters today. Let's start one of your, I don't know if it was a BLF member, terrible scenes of a woman being kicked. Do you know who she was and what happened there? And do you accept the apology that has since come from the ANC?
Well, greetings to the viewers around. Us as the BLF, we are very unhappy with what happened now, today in the streets. You know, it's just a shame that black on black violence again happened. So our comrades are actually trying to find out who the lady is, name, surname, and where she resides, so that we can actually go and make a follow-up to see how she is and to make a follow-up, take her to hospital and so forth.
So she wasn't a BLF member, but she seemed to be linked to that truck that came in with BLF members.
She is a BLF member in good standing, but as I said, we are trying to, you know, we rope comrades from different areas, so we're not even sure from what ward she came from. Okay. So yeah, we are in the process of making sure that we find out from where she is. As for when it comes to the issue of the apology, you know, we accept the apology, but we know that it is just downplaying. They are trying to downplay the whole situation, you know. We are going to open a case against the guy. We are aware that he managed to hand himself over to the police, but we are still going to lay criminal charges against the guy, Tshidiso. Okay. Yes.
On your part, was this not highly provocative? The DA has tried to march to Luthuli House. They had to reroute. There's often confrontations with marches to Luthuli House. Were you not provoking a situation?
No, certainly not. What happened on the day, it was as peaceful as it gets. There was no incident apart from actually a truck. If ever you saw the footage, it was people in the bakkie who said nothing. They were just driving past.
But I'm saying that the very march itself, tensions are so high within the ANC, so much tension and division around the president, and you decided to march to Luthuli House to support him today.
Yeah, well, unfortunately we had to, because you know, it's our constitutional right to march to where we feel uncomfortable, you know, in uncomfortable spaces. But in this instance, we had to march to Luthuli House to hand over a memorandum, because we believe that the reason why Cyril Ramaphosa and his crew, they're trying to get rid of the president because they're trying to push the New Deal. So us as a BLF, we saw with other comrades, you know, Transform South Africa is involved. You've got Nkululeko Foundation. There's a lot of other NGOs that are involved in the matter who are saying that hands off President Zuma, we want RET to be delivered now. We believe that Ramaphosa won't speak about land expropriation without compensation. The president, however, was busy talking about land expropriation without compensation. He was talking about the tribal land of the leaders must not be touched. So what they want to do, however, now, Cyril is trying to take the tribal land of the land of leaders, traditional leaders. So what must happen is they must have a decisive plan of how to deal with the thugs who actually stole our land, instead of going back to our leaders and trying to take back their land. You know, it doesn't...
Isn't the ANC the ruling party, and they should sort out what their policy is, and they can be punished at the polls if people don't like their policies? But it could be said that this is an ANC issue that's being dealt with by the ANC. You as outsiders are trying to sort of insert yourself.
Yeah, what difference is it? You know, us as the BLF, we realize that ANC politics affect us all as society. You know, Johan Rupert has a big hand in ANC politics. Why not us? We stand for the majority, poor majority in South Africa. So we say that as the poor majority, this is our position, this is what we believe must happen with the ANC.
Last question. Ace Magashule received your memo. He's seen as pro-President Zuma, so are you. I presume you were happy with that. And the question is, why do you support a president who faces hundreds of counts, who's been accused of not adhering to his constitutional duties, of being in charge at a time when economic growth has been declining, corruption has been rising?
Okay, firstly, let me correct you there. He's not facing hundreds of charges.
Counts?
Yeah.
4 charges, counts.
Actually,
sure.
It's not even counts. It's actually transactions that happened, you know. It does transactions that happen, 700 transactions that happen. So it is actually about 4 or 5 charges, whatever they want to make it to be. But we have to defend President Zuma because he's the only one that is seen to be standing up for us as black people. He's the only one that stood up and fought for black liberation in South Africa. You know, all the other presidents, they were there just promoting, basically protecting the status quo. White monopoly capital, white monopoly capital. He's the only one that stood and said that he is fighting against white monopoly capital, and then there he stood. You know, it's funny how they want to deal with the matter now. They knew 10 years ago what President Zuma is, how he operated. All these things are not new stuff. The reason why now it's all coming up to light is because now he's starting to speak a different language from what they thought he would be speaking. So he's speaking about...
So not linked to the Gupta emails or anything like that?
What I'm saying, let it be proven. You know, there's the Judiciary Commission of Inquiry that will happen. We are saying that let it go forth. It will expose whatever that needs to be exposed. But in this instance, what we are saying that Jacob Zuma must be let to run up until his term ends, which is next year.
All right. Thank you very much. Tshidiso Tsimong from the BLF.